Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all very well. Welcome to my film and TV channel. And we have a film review today, and we've gone to the world of Disney. So we've gone to Disney Plus today, and not unlike any other Disney Plus film release that is an adaptation. Yeah, one or two negatives on this one, and one or two positives as well. So today we're going to have a look at, it's an old classic. It's been done many times, TV episodes, TV films, proper big budget films, etc, etc. And it's all from a book from the late 19th century as well. So there you go. And we're talking, of course, Black Beauty. Please, if you're new to the channel, please push that subscribe button. That'd be absolutely fantastic. And please, if you check my playlist, you will see playlists for my football team as well. I do film and TV, drama, vlogs, reviews, posters, even quizzes, but also you'll see football vlogs there on my team, Manchester City. So if you or anyone you know is interested in that, please point them in my direction. That'll be fantastic. I do city history stuff and city present stuff. So, but today, here we are, we're on the movie channel. Any comments, let me know with this one, what you think of this, and what the kids think of this as well, because it is a family film after all, this one, isn't it? It's, and I think the kids will like it, to be honest with you. I'm not giving too much away, early doors hammer on this one, so yeah, I think the kids will like it. So please leave your comments, and any thumbs ups are always much appreciated. It's nice to get views, but it's nice to know you're out there and get a thumbs up. That'd be fantastic. Right, Black Beauty, Disney Plus, an hour and 50 minutes. It's actually just under an hour and 40 run times when you take out all the credits, etc. So a substantial time. Is it long enough to do it justice? Well, we'll see. It's obviously a drama film written and directed by Ashley Avis, based on the 1877. I didn't even realise. I mean, when I read that book, I didn't realise that the setting of the novel. I mean, a long time ago. I'll try to explain that in a minute. But yeah, 1877 novel by Anna Sewell. Superb novel. A co-production between the United States, the United Kingdom, South Africa, and Germany. I think most of the filming was in South Africa as well. It stars Mackenzie Foy, Kate Winslet as the voice of Beauty. I must admit, I was looking for her as a person when I started watching the film, and then I realised she was the Beauty's voice. So there you go. Well done. Anyway, she did a good job. Claire Forlani, Ian Glenn, and Fern Deacon. And the film was released on Disney Plus on November the 27th, 2020. So if you got that subscription, it's on there now. What's it about? Well, this is a modern-day reimagining of Anna Sewell's timeless classic. Of course it is. They're not going to spend money going back to Victorian times, are they? We follow Black Beauty, a wild horse born free in the American West. There you go. There's the first change that didn't go down well. Rounded up and taken away from her family, Beauty is brought to Birtwick Stables, where she meets a spirited teenage girl, Jo Green. Beauty and Jo forge an unbreakable bond that carries Beauty through the different chapters, challenges and adventures of her life. How's it doing? How's it rating? Well, Rotten Tomatoes didn't like it particularly. It's only got a 46% approval rating based on 37 reviews as I'm doing this recording. Average rating of 5.3 out of 10, so not great. 17 fresh, but 20 rotten, so obviously the rottens are in the majority on that one. The audience likes it more though, and this is what I found with this film today. The audience are liking it far more than the critics. So 76%. There's only 38 scores been left by the audience, but 76%. So that's a bit more positive. Rotten Tomatoes critics consensus reads, unable to rein in the complexities of its source material, Black Beauty struggles to gallop out of the paddock. Metacritic, the other critic sites, weighted average of just 52 out of 100. So again, very similar, isn't it, to Rotten Tomatoes, and that's just based on 11 critics. So no negatives though. We got 5 positives and 6 mixed reviews, so that's quite good, and it scored anywhere between 4 and 7.8 out of 10, so not too bad. The Telegraph's Robbie Collin, he didn't like it very much. He scored it 4 out of 10 and said, in a story that could have offered a parade of vivid character roles, only Foy and Glenn really register. A kindly park ranger, Hakeem K. Kazim, deserved more screen time, while the very surly faces on the Manhattan carriage toting scene are only thinly defined. Yeah, some good points raised there. Pace Magazine's Amy Amat Angelo rated it very highly. She was the highest score at 7.8 out of 10, and she wrote, an inspiring movie for young, old and everyone in between. I would be shocked if the movie's final moments didn't lead to a cathartic cry for every viewer. Yes, I must admit, it did almost bring a tear to a glass eye, I must admit. The beauty of this story is timeless. So There you go. You got both extremes, really, haven't you? Internet Movie Database. That's Joe Public. That's you and me. What do we think? What do you and me think of this that have left the score? Well, almost 500 scores left. 489 as I'm doing this, and it's averaging 6.3 out of 10. So that's okay. That's doable, isn't it? 6.3 out of 10. We can live with that. We can work with that. Obviously, some of the comments. Someone wrote it was cute. Yeah, I mean, it's Disney. I mean, what do we expect? Someone else wrote, if it makes families find the original, then no complaints. Absolutely spot on. I can't disagree with that whatsoever. Someone else said, it's annoyed me that I kept trying to pass off a very obviously tall thoroughbred as a Mustang. I like the movie, otherwise it wasn't perfect but worth a watch. I mean, we do get these picky reviewers, don't we? I mean, I'm just poetic license, mate. Don't worry about whether they're using the right sort of animals. As long as they're not using a cow for a horse, you know, hey, it's a horsey movie, it's for kids, you know, just enjoy it for what it is. Yeah, someone else wrote, this movie is not Black Beauty. They changed the colt born in a stable to a Mustang filly who is afraid of humans. It does follow her life, and Kate Winslet's narration is cosy, but basically this is a movie about a girl and her horse who search for hope together. It is, I can't disagree with that. It is not Black Beauty. Well, it is, because it's called Black Beauty, but I know what you mean. By any stretch of the imagination, even they use the character names and a few of the incidents from the book, and they do. I mean, they dip in and out as they please, obviously. Someone else said, obviously they liked it. There you go. Someone else said, beautiful cinematography, great coming-of-age approach, at least at the beginning, takes the horse perspective, so different, poetic and beautiful. It's sad. Hits those heartwarming moments just right. It's the dislikes on this. He disliked it. Slow, no real character development. Well, you've got to squeeze a lot into a short amount of time, haven't we? Detailed, simplistic, intense moments, very fast progression of the good parts. Writing is a bit bland in terms of dialogue and character involvement. Extremely depressing and heartbreaking for much of the movie. Okay, someone else wrote, could have been an okay film, however calling this Black Beauty when it is so far from the original film or book premise has really annoyed me. So Beauty is now a mare, it's set in the US, and the posh British family are so stereotypically nasty, upper class, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I do make a point of that myself. I love Kate Winslet usually, but even her voice had me irritated. No, I wouldn't say that. I'd say I didn't recognise it at first, but she didn't have me irritated. And someone else wrote, cute modern retelling of a classic story. So as you can see, as an adaptation, it's got its detractors, obviously. No, it's not Black Beauty. I mean, it's obviously better liked by the audiences than it is by the critics, and that's not a bad thing. Yes, I agree. The evil, nasty people at the start of the film do have apparent British upper-class accents. I mean, in all fairness, I've never heard some of those British upper-class accents that they got in this. But yeah, Disney never changed. Obviously, we're the bad guys. Obviously, us Brits, etc. I mean, there are one or two American-based bad guys as well during the film. But yeah, we get the bulk of it. So yeah, Please, Disney, never change, because we've come to accept that with you. I do like horses. I do enjoy horses. I've visited many stables in my time. I've had a little flutter. I've even won money on the horses. And, of course, a horse called Red Alligator back in the late 60s won me a few bob as a kid. My brother put some money on it for me in the Grand National, and it won the Grand National, this Red Alligator. So, yeah, ever since then, I've had a certain liking for horses, and I even wanted to be a jockey. Yes, I know, look at this. So, yes, I even wanted to be a jockey, but that was sadly never on the cards, was it? At just over 6 foot and anywhere between 14 and 16 stone. I don't think I would have made a really good jockey, would I? But hey, I did want to be. And I even wrote some little novelettes on horses as well, horse racing stables, etc. So I did have a keen interest. So I've always liked horses. Black Beauty, I remember going to high school and I'd read many books, but obviously I used to read Alfred Hitchcock and very, not The Secret, the Young Junior Detectives. They weren't actually written by Alfred Hitchcock, but they were written by someone with his pseudonym of Alfred Hitchcock just to sell them. But it was obviously, at school you were asked what sort of classic books had you read, and I hadn't really read any classics, but I had dipped in and out of Black Beauty, so I actually went away and read Black Beauty as a 10, 11-year-old, and it was the first book of that, if you like, the classic, he'll give you like, or the traditional classicness, if you like, that I actually read, even though I did do a lot of reading. I used to read a lot of rubbish, to be honest with you, science fiction and mystery and stuff. So yeah, I did enjoy this. I reread Black Beauty again in my teens, enjoyed it even more. And this is an interesting adaptation, but it's never going to please those that are loyal to the source material. There's so many changes, so much poetic license been taken, which is fair enough at the end of the day. There's nothing wrong with a modernisation of a story. But then, as I said, someone did point out before, if it introduces kids to the real story, then it's job done, isn't it, really? If you can give the kids, encourage your kids to go back and read the real story, or even watch a couple of the original series or TV films that are out there. The best ones are probably British-based versions. The acting wise, Mackenzie Foy's does sort of make you care. She sort of grew on me, although she's a right grumpy pain at the start and was annoying. She did actually grow and progress as the film went on. And as I said, Kate Winslet did a really good job once I recognised the voice as Beauty. So I'm not sure what Ian Glane was at with his accent. No, his very laid back performance by Ian as usual. You get that a lot in his films, and you just want to give him a shake sometimes, don't you? I'm not sure where his accent was from, but he did struggle with that a little bit. Yeah, I did enjoy it. I did enjoy this as a great family film. It's one of those things you can sit with the grandkids or the kids and just sit on a cosy afternoon and turn the tablets off, turn your phones off, turn anything computerized. Just sit down, wrap up, especially on these winter nights now. Nice and frosty here in Manchester this morning, and sit down and watch it. It's just a really wonderful film, and don't worry too much about the Black Beauty element. Don't get too hung up on it, I don't think. So I'm going to say well done, Disney, on this one. Actually, it had its faults, yeah, not just the nasty posh accented guys, but the last third of the film was a little bit rushed. I mean, there's lots of little adventures for Black Beauty, and it is more an episodic sort of thing, isn't it? This, I mean, there's so much packed in, and I wasn't sure. I'll have to go back. I wasn't sure if it was sort of crammed in the book as well. I can't remember that far ago, but yeah, more on that in just a second. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it was rushed, but it was sort of rushed in this, and you don't get to know many of the characters later on, even though there are, as pointed out by one of the critics, there are some interesting characters later on which you'd like to get to know a little bit more. Yeah, but it's an interesting modernisation of a wonderful story. Let's be honest about it, and it has inspired me. Yes, it has inspired me. You know, me and these things. I might just go back and read the original again, or certainly listen to it on an audio book or something like that. Perhaps Kate Winslet can do the voice. I'm not too sure, but yeah, well done. I thought it was okay. It's got its criticisms, of course it has, but as family. Good old wholesome family entertainment. As I said, it did bring a little tear to the eye, certain parts of it, and it was typical Disney at parts, and it's typical Disney bad stuff and typical Disney good stuff. So, yeah, it's one of my favourite of the. As we get into December now, I'm recording this on December the 1st. It is one of my sort of better Disney films this year that I have seen, or episodes of a series, etc. So I did really enjoy this. I'd love to watch this with the grandkids. I will recommend it to the grandkids if they've not seen it already. Yeah, I liked it. So I'm going to give it a rating. I'm going to give it a rating of 7 out of 10, which is possibly one of the highest I've given a Disney film. I might be wrong, but yeah, that's one of my highest ratings for a Disney film, 7 out of 10. So I liked it, and please don't worry, don't get too upset about everything being changed from the original. It's an adaptation, it's a modern adaptation, and it's a really nice family film about a girl and a horse. I mean, just change the title. He could have easily changed the title, but that's not the point of it, is it? Obviously. So there you go. Well, the poster, yeah, I mean, who can? It is what it is on the tin, isn't it? That's Black Beauty with the girl riding Black Beauty. I mean, I'd have it in the back. It's a bit boring, obviously, but it's a horse, isn't it? A girl riding a horse. What more could we ask for? So I'm going to give the poster 6.5 out of 10. Not quite as much as the film, but still a good score of 6.5 out of 10. Anyway, thanks for watching this. Please check my links that are up on screen now. I do have a website, moviegamenostalgia.com, where I sell old and rare DVDs. And I used to have a video shop in the 90s and 2000s in Manchester, so I've got loads of posters on there. Some great films, some great actors from that time period, 90s and 2000s. So please, have a look at that. Thousands of posters in the back, in my stock room in the back as I'm recording this. And do have some board games as well. There's a few over there in the background. You might have spotted them as you've been watching this. But if you can check out moviegamenostalgia.com, absolutely fantastic. Right, well, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments what you think. Anyway, so it's just nice to watch a really good family film, despite its faults. I did enjoy it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have you got to do the rest of the day? Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. And until we meet again on my little film and TV channel, or perhaps even over on my footy channel, please stay safe, everyone. doing the same. Bye for now.